Heidi ho, good neighbors. How are you? Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great and safe evening yesterday. Hope you're not too hungover tonight or today. We have a good show tonight, of course, and I'm Phil Russert of Creatorcon Q&A. Before we get to our special guest tonight, of course, I have my usual shout-outs. For your comic needs, we have Mad Titan Comics. That's Mad Titan_comics on Instagram, and Eric Gunderson, who's the owner and operator on Facebook. Anything you need from slabs to dollar issues to filling in your holes to key issues, you name it, he's got it. Check him out. We got Andy Lee, a wonderful human being who does my promos. He is www.lesdudis.com, LESDUDIS.com. Everything pop culture, everything geek culture, comic convention reviews and collectible reviews and things of that nature, so go check him out. We have Inking with Kike, which is a Monday night 8 p.m. show on Instagram. It's Enrique Lopez, and it's art by Kike is the tag. So go check that out every Monday at 8 p.m. He has a special guest while he inks and they interview. And we've got a bunch of podcasts you should check out. There's Comics Cast with Joe Tolliver and Gerald Motos. 1 p.m. Sunday they have a show. We have Android's Amazing podcast with James and Hunter. Go check them out. We have The Bitten Apple, which is online as well. And we have It Came From the Radio with Mark Torres. And finally, The Nerd Byword with Chris Markle. Go check that out. Every Monday, they have a new podcast out. It's on everything you could possibly think of. Russell Allen, thanks for coming in. Mark May, how are you? So tonight, we have a special guest. Very multi-talented, model, cosplayer, comedian, comic creator, you name it, and we are going to talk about it tonight. I'd like to welcome Cara Nicole. Hey, how are you?
I am good. I am in my natural habitat tonight. I've got my new Pikachu onesie that one of my wonderful friends sent to me. And, I just had a shower. And it's Cobra Kai Day, so
yes, absolutely. I didn't get to watch it yet, but you're right. Well, we just put the kids to bed, so after the show, we'll go watch it. Was it good?
Yes.
That's what I heard. I heard people that didn't even like season 1 liked it, so good to hear.
Oh, it just gets better and better. It's incredible.
I enjoy it, and I love the 80s nostalgia. And, people say the acting isn't great, but that's part of the charm of it, right? I mean, what 80s movie had great acting? But anyway, so thanks for coming on tonight. I hope you had a happy New Year yourself.
I did. I had a great New Year. I spent it actually on Twitch with everybody. We watched the Star Wars holiday special. And
that is a classic.
Yeah, it was. I had never seen it before, and I was like, wow.
Oh, really? You never saw it before?
No, I've never seen it before. So I'm like, why are they showing this like weird kind of porno stuff on like TV? What's going on?
If it was bad in the 80s, I can only imagine what it'd be like watching it now. That's great. So we got a few hellos, by the way. Russell Allen and Mark May said hello. Grant Lankard said hello. Mike James Bengston said hello. So you got some people chiming in here. So right now you have a very successful. Oh, good. Russell Allen actually put in the chat for us. Thank you, Russell. It's also scrolling on the bottom. Your Patreon, the current Kickstarter, which we're going to discuss, and your YouTube channel. So you've really got your hands in a lot of different baskets, but you're very successful in everything you're doing. So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
You're a comedian, you're a model, cosplayer, you do music videos, you have successful videos, YouTube and online live streams. And of course, you've had successful Kickstarters. Yeah. So what we have going on right now is you have a Kickstarter until the 15th, right?
We do.
So before we get into the Kickstarter, obviously you've got so much going on. You co-created this character and you co-wrote the book. What inspired you to start writing, and what inspired this character?
So I actually put out my first comic in 2012, and it was called Nixed, and it was with a buddy of mine, and it was about a demon hunting cowgirl. And, I had done different things for different stuff here and there. And so I'd been writing a little bit. And Alfred, my husband, he's an artist and he just draws all the time. Like, you know, he'll draw on a coffee cup. He'll draw on an envelope at the bank. He doesn't care. Anything, he'll draw on it. And we have differing opinions of the story of what happened. But from my perspective, we were at the bank and he's drawn on an envelope and he draws this girl with this fire hair and all this stuff. And he posts a picture of her on Facebook and says, hey, she needs a name. And Mike DeBalfo says, fire bitch. And we're like, oh,
listen, when Mike DeBalfo tells you, you have to listen.
Right? And it was so good. And I just started blurting out this whole ridiculous backstory. And it's like, and then there's aliens involved. And Alfred's just looking at me like, have you lost your damn mind? But we just kept rolling with it and having a lot of fun with it and just getting more and more ideas. And it just kind of snowballed.
Very cool. By the way, the flame poster in the back for Fire Bitch is like right above your head. So it looks like, I don't know if that was intentional, but good job.
No, that's just where it lives right now.
So how is it collaborating with your husband? I mean, you know, you live together, everything is together. Do you gel well? Do you butt heads? I mean, is it a smooth transition, you know, getting this onto page or? Well,
it's pretty good. I mean, he's a very dedicated person and he just draws all the time. And so when we're writing, what we end up doing is we kind of have like a dueling pianos kind of a thing going on where we have both screens up and we're both in the drive and we both have access to it. So he'll type something, I'll type something, and you'll see our cursors in different spots. And then he'll put something I don't like and I'll go up and delete what he just wrote, you know. And if there's something that, you know, we really are having a problem with, then usually I'll just have a tantrum until I get my way.
Hey, if it works. Alfred's in the back going, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's got his headset on. He's like, I don't want to listen to this crap. I already have to live it.
So, all right, you guys got the concept down and you work everything out. It's time to put the book together. So you have some great art on here, you know, from many different artists, of course. And obviously you've made a splash on the indie scene. You're well known. You've got a lot of people in here in the indie scene that are watching. So, you know, that's awesome. The indie scene it's bigger than ever now, and it's the time to do this. And your Kickstarter is very successful, as was the last several. So congrats.
Thank you.
So tell us about the character and the story thus far for those who maybe don't know about Fire Bitch and didn't get issue 1.
Okay, so you know those girls online that are always posting booby pictures and whatever's telling you to buy them shit? You know, she's one of those girls. But she's like a total insta-ho, you know? And very selfish, absorbed in her own world, wants what she wants, and she accidentally gets sucked into a vortex, thrown across the galaxy, and lands on an alien planet, getting superpowers. One of those superpowers is fire. She can fly. She's got some super strength. She's got this fire power. But she wants to go home. She's got stuff to do, you know? She's got things to see and people to do and, you know? And so this alien world is actually under attack. So they need to convince her to help them fight in their intergalactic battle to save their people.
So basically, it's the selfish person has to learn to be unselfish storyline.
Right, exactly. We do keep her social media going. She does have cell phone service, and she can still access her social media, and she does still deal with that along with getting canceled online.
So it's funny because you obviously have a lot of underlying themes of the reality of what's going on today, especially with social media and how shallow things are. And I have to say, you have, you know, the charisma you put out there, you're putting it out there well, and I think that's great. With your comedic background, how much of that plays into humor in the book?
Oh, tons of it. Tons of it. We've got Easter eggs everywhere. We've got, you know, jokes everywhere. In issue 1, she sees a room full of posters of women's butts, and the person she's speaking to says that this room was meant for someone who was a pigophile, which is a person who's into butts. And she's like, oink, oink, you know, just weird little things like that. That's not even like the funniest one. You know, there's some probing jokes because she did get abducted by aliens, you know, so we do have a little bit of probing jokes going on in there. And she has her own sidekick, and her sidekick's name, not really her name, but Fire Bitch calls her Taco, because she's not going to listen to anyone. She's not going to, you know, acknowledge what your name is. If she can't pronounce it, I'm just going to call you Taco.
So, I mean, you said how like he was drawing and everything, but you're really coming up with this concept based on, you know, with some real themes, but obviously in a funny way, kind of making light of itself, poking fun of itself. Where did you really come with this angle? Because I know we've talked about some of the prior stories you've done, and this is a totally different departure for you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just blurt things out. I really do. I see something and I'll create a backstory for it, or, you know, just anything. And I'll just like blurt out crap. And Alfred just looks at me like, you know, like how your dog.
Where do you come up with this?
He was like, I don't know. I absolutely have no idea. I see something. If you see something, say something, because it might be a story one day. So yeah, I mean, the whole social media diva thing, I took that from knowing cosplayers and cosplay models like I do, and seeing the things online, and you know, what we talk about, not publicly, is kind of how I wanted this character to be. You know, it's so funny because like I share a lot of fans with other cosplayers, and I see them and they are like adoring these women. You know, oh, she's so nice. And it's like, you should have heard what she said in private. She's a terrible person. Like, she said all kinds of nasty stuff about, you know, and you know, it's like, to your face, they're going to be all like sweet and nice, but then they're not necessarily like that. And I see a lot of that in real life. And so I wanted to put that into this character. But of course, you know, I made it like real bad. Right.
You're exaggerated. But
oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe I didn't exaggerate that much. I know y'all bitches.
See, and that's the thing is, I mean, obviously you've gotten a lot of love for what you're doing, but have you had any from anyone who didn't like the message, maybe because it touched home with anybody, or?
Oh, those girls don't know how to read.
That is great. Just so you know, by the way, Fire Bitch has a cross promotion with Naughty Fairies.
Yes, we do. So I am one of the models for Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassins. I was actually the first fairy. And so we have like a naughty, nice, actually naughty, naughtier fire and ice kind of a thing going on for that. So if you pledge to both campaigns, you will get a free gift from Naughty Fairies for both fire.
Very nice. Who's doing Naughty Fairies?
That's Wendy Shaner.
Oh, too bad she's not here. She put the link in the chat.
Just launched today. So if one of you all have that link.
Yeah, please put the link in the chat.
Definitely put that link up. That's awesome.
Mark May, who is also being very successful with his Kickstarter. Yes. I wanted to say congrats on the new book, Cara and Alfred.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Mark had a card in the last campaign. So thank you, Mark. Yeah, he's been hustling himself.
Yes, he has. And his video of him topless in the cold, dumping beer on him was a vision to behold.
What?
You missed that?
Go to his page. Okay,
go to his page.
I'm gonna have to go up there. I have not been online today because I didn't want anyone spoiling Cobra Kai for me.
Yeah, he posted this like a week ago. So if you want to see the best, sexiest cosplay video or whatever, yeah, that's the video to check out.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Alfred said, by the way, just the name Fire Bitch makes an interesting book.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything named Fire Bitch has to be the joint. Who doesn't want that? So, I mean, do you get any backlash? Because some people don't have a sense of humor in the world these days, and obviously, you know, you've got that title and the sense of humor going on. Have you gotten anything backlash for the title alone? Because Wendy's here.
Wendy, we were just talking about you. Post your link.
Yeah, post your link in the chat, please, for the what you launched today. Okay, for the crossover promotion. Please feel free to do that.
Yes, please do. We were just talking about you.
Yes. Were your ears ringing?
Right? So backlash. I mean, I had one person on a video say that Fire Bitch is a stupid name. Like, so okay, like that's all you got.
Yeah.
You're not even creative enough to say something better than that.
Talk to the hand.
Right?
So
it's just kind of like, can you come up with something a little wittier?
Exactly.
Greetings, Will. So
yeah, great energy.
Oh, I thought he was saying greetings, but greetings and great energy. Thank you. But yeah, so we haven't had too much. We had one person threaten us with claims that the name was too, and the character was too close to her character. And it wasn't at all, not even close. But we didn't have the information released that, you know, ours doesn't even happen on this planet. And hers does. Like, it was ridiculous. So we kind of showed her some of that and kind of showed her that we created ours like 5 years before she created hers. And when it was like, if we're going to have to go to court, this could go both ways. And
so what was hers called? Hot Female Dog? I mean.
No, it was called Fire Girl. And it's like, there's like a million fire girls out there. It was ridiculous. Yeah,
the word fire doesn't constitute, stealing the name.
And are all girls bitches.
Oh, good point. Man, there you go.
I mean, I would say like 98.9 point.
You're bad.
I know.
No problem, Wendy.
You know this coming in.
Yeah, I've watched some of your interviews. I'm friends with Billy. I've watched. You definitely have a personality for this, which is great because you have to have that energy. You have to have that. Maybe this isn't the right term, but balls to the wall. Yeah. So that's why I asked you, because it doesn't seem like you let anything like that bother you, which to me is the key to success. So that's a good thing. It's not enough to have drive. You have to have fortitude. You have to have that thick skin. So.
Yeah.
If you want, let's pull up the website for the campaign, and we can start looking at that. You have a video to introduce.
Am I doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Do you want the video first?
Sure. Let's do it.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me? Hello, Cara Nicole here, cosplaying my character, the super sassy, super sexy Fire Bitch, the comic book heroine of the decade. Quick recap. Created by me and Alfred Trujillo, Fire Bitch is an original comic about a social media diva with some firepower. We write, illustrate, produce, and ship it out. Now I am thrilled to bring you issue 2. The first was an amazing success with over 2,000 books shipped out. Now I am so excited to bring you continuation. Within the pages of this book, you will learn how a sexy, unlikely superhero deals with her new powers and being stranded far from home in the middle of an annihilation. If you missed the first, fear not. We have a couple of ways to help you out in this campaign. With issue 2, I am proud to bring you some of the artists that you already know and love, as well as bring you some new ones you're gonna want to follow. I've brought you some of the most alluring artwork, coolest swipes, and firepower you're gonna want to add to your collection. Don't miss out on the jeweled cover, holofoil options, and black linen covers. And let me tell you, I am bringing it with the cosplay. I wanted to be sure that I bring you the Cara flavor you love. Some of my most exciting cosplay covers and prints will be available in this campaign. I recommend you get them all. You'll want to get your friends in on this and help us achieve some of the most amazing stretch goals. Fan favorites like collector's cards, stickers, and mini prints, plus an exclusive LP by me and Alfred Trujillo. Make sure you share the campaign and help us grow. And don't forget to join my Patreon and follow us on social media.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You definitely have a presence, that's for sure. And you're a good marketer too.
We try. We learn, we watch what people do. And Kitty!
Sorry, that's my old deaf cat, and apparently my family doesn't know to get her quiet. So,
oh, poor baby.
Yeah,
we have 4 cats.
She wants to come in the room and jump in my lap, but that wouldn't go well. So, all right. So, if you want, I mean, you could pop up again. We could talk about the pledges and show what you have to offer, because we also want to lead into that. You were talking about the LP that they can get, and you have a music video. So.
We do. We have a couple of music videos. We have quite a few actually on online, but okay, it's like blah, 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 stuff and things about the book. So this is actually, we are almost to this print, this mini print being a freebie on for the stretch goals. The Shikari cover, we've got 3 Shikari covers. This is the main cover, drawn by Alfred and colored by Tevin.
Great work, Alfred.
He says he can't hear you, but I will tell him later.
I can hear him.
Oh, you can. Well, he said great work.
Oh.
So this is some of the interiors. It is full color. I do the interior colors. I've just been working on those. So we've got tons of cosplay covers. So you can kind of see we've got a different theme for everything. We've got our little 80s theme. And the 80s theme is cool because you know how you've got that idea with aliens in outer space, how it takes a long time for our stuff to get to them. So they're behind. So being so far out in the galaxy, they are getting things from the 80s like now. So that's why we have a lot of like 80s themes going on. We have holofoil covers. This one is done by me and Alfred. Another one by me and Alfred. It starts off with kind of like us because, it's our book before we get into the guest artists. We've got our Action Comics #1 Homage.
Nice.
A painting done by Alfred, another painting by Alfred. Now this is a 2-book set. This is Alfred and Lena Dye, who he drew it and she colored it. This one is super cool. This is a jeweled foil cover. So the cover is foil, but it's also jeweled with Swarovski crystals.
Very cool.
Swarovski crystals by Shannon Glarnow, who is an actual jeweler. So yeah, and I can show you that when we get to that. I've got a mock-up of it. This one's Alfred and Sanju, and you can see like the different colorists make such a different way of having these characters look. So this is the ASM 316 Homage. This one's done by Alfred Trujillo, Shelby Robertson, and Pixel Tool. So
Shelby Robertson's a great artist.
We've known him for years. So this is our first opportunity to like be able to work with him.
Yeah, he's a friend, and he's a good guy, and he's a very underrated artist.
Oh, absolutely. We've known Shelby for years, so it was great to finally get to work with him. This one's done by Alfred and Tevin. This one's an Anthony Delaney. So all of you Changeling fans, I love his music homage covers. And this one is based off of She's So Unusual by Cyndi Lauper. And if you notice, I had the 80s outfit as well. And he wrote in there, instead of, she's so unusual across it, it says she's such a bitch and she's flipping you off. So Ash Maddie with colors by Federico Pepito Siak Jr. This is a CB Zane. This is a homage cover. This one is Army of Darkness, because we always have a movie. So last time we did McClintock from John Wayne.
Yeah.
And we did that cover, and this time we did, cool. And we used Mike DiCarlo on that. And this time we used CB Zane for Army of Darkness.
This is my boomstick.
That's right. Courtney Rose for our Christmas edition, and this is the Mariah Carey Homage cover. Harrigan, love David Harrigan, and we did the costume swap. So, they're wearing each other's clothes, and
right.
Poor Taco, her boobies are falling out. This is JT Malloy. We worked with him on Sapphire Spectre. So it was great to have him on the campaign as well. This one's all done by Lena Dye. It's a Naughty Nice set. This is Lucio Perillo.
Yeah, wow.
So excited about the Perillo cover. And it's in foil. It's gorgeous. And I'm so happy about that. Shikari, 3-book set. You can also get them individually as add-ons. You can get all these as posters as well. 11 by 17s. And we have the suit, the bathing suit, and the nude.
You've got a lot of great artists on here. Of course you have Steph Wilson.
Steph
What
Wilson
book doesn't have Steph Wilson?
Right? My man.
He's like the indie whore.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the cover whore.
I met Steph last year at Baltimore Con, and a lot of us, no one had met him. So it's like, who is this Steph Wilson guy? So it was really cool to actually get to meet him.
He's got a good sense of humor too, so he'll fit right in.
Oh yeah, great guy. Wendy with her 3D art, the Naughty Nice. And this one's funny because if you can't really see it, but when you look up close, her phone is here and Alfred's picture is is on her phone.
Nice.
This is a little video telling you how to add on stuff. And then we're getting into prints, and we also have some more variants. These are not available as tiers, but they're available as add-ons. That's Rob Hicks, Ruben Rosas, 3 from Ruben, the bikini, the suit, and the topless. Piper Rudich, the Naughty Nice, Necto Sam. This is our cosplay art piece. So she's cosplaying Black Cat, but there's fire instead of fur.
That looks good with the fire.
Yeah, doesn't it? That's a lot of fun. And it's a Naughty Nice.
Yeah, the fire was a cool change.
Yeah. And, well, they had sent it with the fur, and I tried to explain, no, I want fire in place of the fur. So this one is the issue 1 cover for this. So you can add on issue 1 with a brand new cover. So if you got issue 1 and you wanted to get the new cover as well, get on issue 2, and now you can add the issue 1 to your collection. So we've got all the prints available, as well as a few extras in there.
You got a lot to offer.
We really, really do. And you can get a body pillowcase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have it like this side up for when your mom comes in the room, and then when she leaves, you flip it over.
That's so funny.
And you can also get our 183-degree logo shirt.
Very cool.
So,
what about like original pages from the comic? Is that anything people can purchase? Is that from
no, because we're doing them digitally.
Ah, okay.
But we're offering a CD, so you're going to get all of our music for the album that we made for this book on CD in a digipack. And then we've got our music videos, Fire Goes On, and Fire Bitch.
You're welcome to play whatever you want to, if you want to. If not,
Oh, I don't. The sound wasn't there, was it? Was
No.
the sound there? No. Yeah.
No.
Because they make you do it every time. So,
that share audio.
but we can get into that a little bit later too, as well.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff up on YouTube and all that. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got just tons of artists and colors and colorists and creators, and it's really fun to be able to get their perspective on your character.
And I mean, it's extremely successful so far. You have 14 days to go. You have 395 backers. I mean, it's the money is up there, so it's way beyond your goal. That's fantastic. So listen, if you haven't pledged yet, you need to start pledging. Okay, get that up. Listen, shipping and supplies and printing is expensive. Don't look at that number and think there's a lot of money rolling her way.
No,
it all gets eaten up.
And so another thing that I don't think a lot of people really understand is these funds help support other artists as well.
That's
because
right.
when you pledge to these campaigns, now we can hire other artists. We can keep them in business. We can keep them from having to, go get a day job at Starbucks and keep them creating the art for you guys as well. We have our jeweler, we have our warehouse manager, all these people that we fund through your funds. Right. So we really are able to help keep comics alive, keep these artists employed.
Right. I think some people, they have the misconception, they see that number and they think that's all yours. There's a lot of overhead that goes into this. Printing all these books. I mean, right now you have 395 backers, but that doesn't mean just 395 books. Did they get prints? Did they get variants? So you could have easily 1,000 different things that you have to print up that cost a ton of money. So shipping is a ton of money.
We do not skimp on the stretch goals.
No, you don't. I mean, you got jeweled cover. Listen, a foil jeweled cover is not cheap.
No,
that's for sure.
And especially those crystals, I can actually show you. This is the mock-up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these are actual Swarovski crystals, and she just does an amazing job.
Absolutely. It pops the color, too, and it just brings out the whole picture.
Yeah, she just does an amazing job. And we had CC De La Cruz color that piece as well. So it helps keep the lights on. Bubble wrap is not cheap. Boxes, top loaders, all that kind of stuff. It just really, it all adds up.
Be honest, though, the problem is you keep popping the bubble wrap and you have to buy more. That's why.
Yeah.
Alfred's like, stop popping the bubble wrap.
You ever do that thing where you grab it and
Yeah, really. That's when you cheat. That's like when you take the stickers off a Rubik's Cube and put them in place. That's not really doing it right.
Or you start popping them so slowly that it just annoys people. It's like, pop. And they're waiting for the next one. And when they think they're not going to hear it, pop.
So, yeah, please pledge support. We have to support artists, indie creators, writers, everybody involved in the project. Like Cara. Is it Cara or Cara? I'm sorry.
It's Cara.
Cara. So, like she said,
sharing is Cara-ing. So spread the news.
Ah, there you go. Taglines and everything. You are the entrepreneur. Cool. The entrepreneur. That's good. So you had prior successful Kickstarters as well. Obviously, you had Fire Bitch #1. You also had a cosplay book. If you want to tell us about that.
So it was my 4th cosplay book, and I kind of run things in threes because bad things all happen in threes. And so in 2012, we put out my first cosplay book, which was the AZ Power Girl, Cara Nicole cosplay photo book. And it was done like an artist sketchbook. So it wasn't just pinup. It was like, maybe a pinup and some different pictures, some little stories, some background, that sort of thing. And we put out 3 issues of that, and then we did a re-release of issue 1 because that was back before crowdfunding and very few people got it. I thought I did pretty good, for my little, our little tiny studio just starting out. Cosplay really wasn't a thing in 2012 as far as cosplayers having their own table and selling.
Right, it's grown. It's a much bigger industry now. Yeah.
So I put out, Alfred had this idea, and we put out that book, and we did the 3. And then we re-released an ultimate edition of issue 1 where we added to it and made it as big as the other ones and all that sort of thing. But this year we released Confessions of a Cosplay Diva. And that was, I want to say it was 50 some pages, 52, 54, I don't know, 50 something pages. And it was pinup and confessional book. So we had stories about behind the scenes, what it's like, traveling stories. There's a lot of black marks for redacting things. So you can see like what con that was, or, just different things and things that people didn't know about me or about what it's like. I talk a lot about having a thick skin and, about the way that people will talk to you and, some of the legal issues that people have. Like a lot of cosplayers getting started don't know that they have to file their taxes, so I do a little bit of that sort of thing as far as like telling people like, hey, you want to be a cosplayer, you want to be an artist. These are some of the things that you're going to need to be aware of, some of the hoops you're going to jump through. But I also talk about this is what happened at that con, and this is what happened at that con, and this is this famous person and how they were. And
Well, I mean, it's become yeah, we can ignore that. It's become a big industry where, you know, there are people making a lot of money off of cosplay. It's mind-boggling how much money they've been, you know, they get monetized with YouTube, and they get a lot of attention there. And then they're even getting invited as guests to conventions.
Mhm.
I mean, not just that you're buying a table, they're getting invited and getting a free ride there as a guest.
Oh, it's happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's really become a phenomenon, and you know, it brings a lot of energy to cons. You know, and whether it's the Deadpool cosplay or the, you know, Fire Bitch cosplay or whatever the case may be, and they have tables and they're selling their prints and they're,
Mhm.
you know, and photo ops. And my first show for cosplayers, we had the studio set up for them to do photo ops and do stuff like that, which was for free. You know, it was, and anybody who wanted it, we'd send them the film, you know, the photos and everything.
Yeah.
So it could be a lot of fun, you know, but you admit there is an underbelly to it, you
Oh.
know, like
Oh.
anything.
Absolutely.
So, which I think is great that you kind of you make light and poke fun with the book. So that's good. So when did you get into cosplay, and what got you into cosplay?
So I started in 2010, and I had found an ad for a little group that was trying to get together and do charity events and that sort of thing. And I was thinking, you know, oh, they're really not going to want me, but I'll try it anyway. And and yeah, no, they wanted me. We worked together. We built it from 4 people to like 50 some odd people. And I had an idea for superhero story time. So we started doing Saturday mornings at this museum that we worked with, and kids would come in, and we'd have a bunch of tables in a big room, and superheroes would sit down with kids and read comic books back and forth. And we did, you know, little like Toys for Tots kind of events and movie openings back, you know, when you went to the movies.
Right.
And you didn't have a ticket to wait until the movie started to get in. You know, you had to get there a little bit earlier, and you know, we would go up and talk at the beginning of into the theater and all those kinds of fun things, take pictures with people, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And it just developed, and I started seeing some cosplayers working with artists, and you know, I thought it was cool to, you know, be able to do those kinds of things, and it just kind of built up. And
the way it just crosses over, it fits well.
Well, it did. And I, you know, Phoenix Con was my first Comic-Con in 2011. And, you know, where I'm from, Denver, we didn't have a convention. We had Starfest, but that was it. But we didn't have a Comic-Con. They didn't do that until 2012, 13. So, you know, growing up, we never had a Comic-Con where I'm from. And so Phoenix Con was my first one. And people were talking to me and wanting my information. And I'm like, you want to talk to me? Like, I really thought I'm that person that would get like hit up in the hallway at school. Like, hey, you want to go to prom with me? And my number is 1-800-EAT-SHIT. You know, like people were cruel to me. And so I always thought, like, if someone was trying to be nice to me or wanted to talk to me or hang out with me, it's because they had an ulterior motive, and that ulterior motive was to be mean to me and be cruel and, you know, sabotage me, do something to me that was bad. And it turned out that y'all nerds are awesome, because that's not what happened. I actually won Geek Prom Queen that weekend. And I met a ton of people, and people were asking, are you going to do San Diego? Are you going to San Diego? And I'm like, I don't know. So I started looking around, and I ended up getting a job with Marvel for San Diego. Yeah, in 2011. And I went to San Diego, and it just kind of just developed, and it just kept going and going and going.
And what did you do for them?
People. I wore one of their costumes, and I gave out those iPhone cases for Captain America, the ones with the shield on it.
Oh, cool.
So
you should talk to Jamie Tyndall with his White Widow.
Oh, he gets pledged to his account, his campaign.
Well, because he always has cosplayers dressed up as White Widow all over at the convention, so you should talk to him.
I might do that. You know, he actually sells a White Widow costume on his campaign.
Cool. I say to everybody, I'm like the Love Boat of comics on this show. You know, we make matches, we meet people together.
Well, I'm just to the point now where I cannot really go in costume for someone else and work their booth. Like,
fair enough, because you got your own brand going on.
Right. I mean, I could wear his costume, but I would and do some time at his booth, but I've got my own booth and my own you know, my own stuff going on as well. But I have done that. Like, I worked C2E2 with Cold War, and I was Lady Death for the Lady Death game.
Oh, cool. You know what you do then? Instead of an art rep, you've got to be a cosplay rep. And then you get a percentage of all the girls that you get those jobs for.
You know what, though? I know those girls, and I know how a lot of them are, and I don't think it would be a good idea.
Well, then you know what? Do it and do it right. Make it better.
But I can't make them show up on time. You know, that's the problem. I can't control their behavior.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would be reliable. I just don't know if I'd look as good in a White Widow suit. So, but I would be reliable.
We're gonna make it happen.
I have moves.
Hey.
Heather says hello, by the way. She's sorry she's late. She has quality time with the family, with her son, which is most important.
Do your thing, girl.
John Ottinger, which is a regular on the show and a great guy and a creator himself, says hello. Enrico says Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, White Widow. Yeah, Jamie Tyndall is an excellent artist, and he's got a great thing going on too. So.
Oh, I've known Jamie for years.
Yeah.
So I would love to work with him. And, you know, hey, you're the guy. If you want to be a cosplay rep, be an art and cosplay rep. And I'll teach you how to do stuff. And
yeah, I don't think I could do the cosplay thing. I'd like to keep my marriage. I don't want to pay for divorce attorney.
I got a guy for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I'd rather just stay happily married.
Oh, happily, that's different.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got the cosplay going on. You've got the book, of course, but you also are a comedian. So let's talk about that.
Stand-up comedy. So a buddy of mine wanted to do stand-up, and I just bugged him and made him do it. And, you know, he was like, well, you were talking about doing it. And then he started bugging me back. And I actually did my first show before I even did an open mic. He had like a whole bunch of comics bail out on a show at a convention because he books for Comic-Cons as well for comedy. And he's like, do you want to do it? Do you want to do some time? You should do it. You should do it. And I'm like, no, I dropped too many F-bombs. I have a foul mouth. I swear too much. I'm worried about that. And then it took me a few minutes. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So I did my first show, and I think I did okay. You know, it was just a little show. It was a lot of fun. And so I do comedy shows at conventions. I do comedy shows after conventions. I host comedy shows. My last one, I want to say my last one was at JP's Comedy Club in Gilbert. I had a guest spot out there around sometime. But right now with COVID, everything's still like up in the air. I was supposed to have a show in Prescott. Place got shut down from COVID. Supposed to do it. We were supposed to be tomorrow. Then they had to reschedule to the end of the month. So we're just kind of, you know, all over the place. And I tape jobs where I can get them. I've done everything from bars to Comic-Cons to clubs.
So, I mean, that must have been nerve-wracking though, to go up there and do comedy, because that's one of those things where even if you feel it's funny, what if it doesn't land well with them? Delivery is so important. I mean, It's not even what you say. It's not even the cleverness of the joke. It's delivery. And you got to be confident while you're on that stage in front of those people to make that delivery. So, I mean, how did you overcome that? I mean, were you pooping yourself or? No.
I mean, so I've been hosting. I've hosted so many cosplay contests. And there was one actually where these bitches deliberated for an hour, and they did not have like a halftime show, and I had to hold this crowd for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So I kind of, you know, I have some acclamation to that, and So I had that comfort level on stage. I do get nervous. I do absolutely get nervous.
As a musician, if anybody tells you they don't get nervous at all before a performance, they're lying. No matter how cool they are on stage.
I mean,
yeah, you're right. They're drinking or high. You're right.
Right. But I've learned a lot, and it's a different kind of nervous. There's that nervous that you get when you think someone's going to punch you. And then there's that nervous that you get where you're exhilarated
and excited,
like
right?
Punch you. I mean, you get nervous, and then you get out there and you do it, and you just like you hold your breath the whole time.
And then when you're off stage, you're kind of sad. You miss it. It's like, I love that, that energy.
And I miss it. I miss doing stand-up. I miss going to conventions. I love getting up there and being able to just talk smack, but you do have to kind of know your crowd. Like you don't always have a nerd crowd. You don't always have a nerd crowd. People don't necessarily know what you're talking about. When you're talking about the Borg, they might not know. So you got to kind of,
you got to gear it to, right.
I will say Alfred is the best. I make fun of him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I make fun of him so terribly. And
poor Alfred.
I know, poor Alfred. So he's just afraid I'm going to ask for the manager and call the cops on him. Don't deport me.
By the way, William Doctor said, Happy New Year, Cara and Phil.
Doctor, how you doing?
And PL Trammell, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming in.
Mr. Pajamas, how you doing tonight?
So your fans are on here.
Yeah. Well, I did some sharing out. So, and if any one of you guys have any questions, you want to know anything about me, you want to know anything about cosplay, you want to know, maybe you read one of my books and you have a question about one of my books.
Bring it.
One of the things that I do is I will come on shows like this, no makeup and everything, because there is this idea that we're lying. You don't actually look like that. Also, I think that if you see women, if you never see a woman without makeup, when you finally do, you're going to be like, whoa. Like they look friggin' foul. They look most of the time like horrifying.
Well, I always said, women, I would think if I was a woman, I wouldn't want the Wonder Bra and I wouldn't want a ton of makeup because all you're doing is setting yourself up for the possible disappointment, for people to be disappointed. I'd rather downplay myself and they'd be much more surprised and happy,
Okay, so when I was a single person, if I ever went on a, like out on a date with somebody, like you have like your initial interaction, but like I would always make sure that we had like a casual date where I showed up, no makeup, no ta-da, nothing. It's this is, what you see is what you get. I just want you to be prepared ahead of time.
Well, you also know if they're worth it because if they're cool with it, then they're the keeper. But if they have fun with it, that's not the person you wanted to be around because that's not what they were looking for.
You know what? They're not looking at your face anyway, ladies. Eyes are up here, but don't look at them because then you'll know when I'm lying.
Oh, geez.
So Russell Allen, Cara, I keep forgetting to ask you what the green dots were on that picture of Elvis. Oh, it was body paint for my Lady Momar cosplay. Alfred had done a picture and I had taken my body paint and like smeared it in splotches all over his damn head. And, will you go see what that loud crash in the kitchen was? Yeah. I think it's about a cat trying to eat my sandwich.
Maybe my cat made it over to your house.
Probably. So
I put it away for you.
Oh, woohoo! We have 4 cats.
So do we.
So but yeah, so that's what that was, and I just kind of like put some makeup on him, like.
Well, Heather says you are gorgeous with and without makeup.
Thank you. I would say the same, but I've never seen you without makeup. But yeah,
PL said he loved the first fire bitch. He's now waiting on number 2.
Yeah, that's right.
PL, tell him, man. Tell him whoever hasn't pledged why they need to pledge for number 2 and why they have to go look for number 1.
Well, you can get number 1 as an add-on with issue 2. So if you missed issue 2, you can add on issue 1, no problem. we'll hook you up. We take care of our people. Why should you do it? Like I said, you're supporting independent artists, independent creators, and all the people that we hire as well. And because you need to see this story. Like all these girls that y'all follow online think she's so nice. Read my book. That is what she's really like. So it's actually funny. I troll people. I do. I will. I mean, I'm not that terrible troll online that'll just go and like rip you a new one, but I might comment if you spell something stupid. I might like correct your spelling, but I spent about 2 years, about a year, trying to convince people that the earth was flat. And it's like, are you crazy? Or, I mean, I'm not like a hardcore flat earther or whatever, but this book happens on a flat planet. I'm getting in your mind. I'm getting in your brain right now.
Russell said that number 1 is full of hidden gems, and you find each time you read it, and it's funny as F.
Oh,
we'll leave it as F.
We now it's not. I would say it's rated PG-13. There might be a few F-bombs here and there, but it's not. There's no like graphic sex. There is sex, but there's not graphic sex.
Okay.
Actually, I think in this issue there's no sex. The last issue there was some.
But you would say it's like raunchy humor, right? So if you have a stick up your rear end, this isn't the book for you?
I wouldn't call it raunchy humor. I don't know. I want to know what other people have to say. Alfred, would you call it raunchy humor? I would say it's adult themes.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call it raunchy humor. Like, I try to be really strategic in my verbiage. So there's we wouldn't call this raunchy humor, right?
It's raunchy.
Is it raunchy? Alfred thinks it's raunchy. We try to be delicate, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Well, Russell, I'll just gonna let you know if that's true, Russell, it's all about the delivery. That's what we said before with a comedy. All about the delivery.
Exactly.
PL ordered 2 copies of the book. Good for you, PL. Thanks for the support.
One to read, one to frame. Woohoo! Right on. Thank you.
So you were saying an LP comes with this. Did you want to show the video or do you want to?
We want to show? We can do that. We can play one of the music videos. What do you all think in the comments section?
There's a little delay on Facebook, so you might wait a few seconds before you get that answer. So
it's all good.
I think Facebook does that on purpose for when you are doing live sales and stuff. They try to screw with you. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. But so I mean, you're doing music videos, you're doing comedy, you're doing cosplay, you're doing the book. How do you manage all this in a day? I mean, how are you keeping on top of all this?
Coffee.
Show it and break out the lighters, and Heather said absolutely. Okay, let's show it.
Okay, so this one is Fire Goes On. This is the latest release. This is very 80s style. I got stung by a bee while I was out shooting ash.
Did you really?
In the crotch.
Oh, jeez. Who's doing the videoing? The footage?
Alfred did the video, except for the parts where I did selfie cam.
And all editing is done by you guys?
We have people we hire to help with the editing.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not good at any of this stuff.
And we wrote this song together. He's a fantastic musician.
I know that things are scary, but you're not alone. I'll always be there even when it's done.
Start thinking of those questions. I love answering questions, as long as they're not stupid questions. Because I'll give you a stupid answer.
Oh, we got just basically comments and the glow sticks rave, baby.
Woohoo!
I'll still be with you. I go back to where I come from. I finally found a family, but I don't belong.
Yeah, there were some scenes we couldn't use because my boobs started to fall out a little too much. I didn't realize how jiggly this was until I saw the finished product. I was like, huh. Well,
I'm
take
sure
me
it
over
doesn't-
that.
I'm sure it doesn't hurt your cause though.
We did tell everyone about the super sweet Naughty Fairies crossover promotion.
And we will
campaigns, get a
address
free
that.
gift.
And we will address that before shows end. Again, we'll go over all that. And the LP is how many songs on it?
I don't know yet. I think we're at 11 songs so far. We keep adding, so and we do have some covers, but we also have a good chunk of songs that we wrote.
Heather, we're going to get into that. Actually, you didn't miss that. We're going to get into those questions coming up. So, I mean, everything we talk about with cosplay, what advice would you give to cosplayers?
Get thick skin. Definitely get thick skin. Learn a little bit about business. Don't burn bridges.
And what would you say are the difficulties and the trials that cosplayers face?
I think that a lot of cosplayers run into the issue of getting desperate and turning to pornography. And, you know, I think that sort of content is fine, but I just want to make sure that, you know, all you nice young ladies out there, don't feel like you're required to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sleep with anybody. You don't have to show your bits. You know, you're not required to, and it's not worth it if you don't want to. Don't do anything you're uncomfortable with. So that's kind of a problem that I find that we have in general. You know, a lot of pressure.
As far as the business end of things, what would you say specifically they should learn about business?
Taxes. Absolutely. I would definitely say taxes are huge, because even if you're not making a ton of money, you can deduct your wigs, you can deduct your foam, your Warbler, your sewing machine, all that embroidery floss you think you're going to use, but you're not going to.
Are you Madonna?
No, that's not Madonna. That's me. Heather says, what advice would you give a comic book creator or cosplayers thinking of starting off now? Get to it. Get it done. One of the things that I've seen a lot of is that people will try to abandon their personal page and be like, hey, we're going to, you know, I'm just going to post everything on my fan page and you're just going to have to follow me there. Your fan page is going to get less than 10% feed.
I just spoke about this.
Mm-hmm. And
it's
if you
geared that way on person on Facebook.
Exactly. But if you sell too much on your personal page, they'll pop you there too. You have to find a nice balance. They're always adjusting algorithms. And people say, oh, but what about a website? But how are people going to find your website? You have to be out there somewhere, but you can't be everywhere. So I do mentor new cosplayers as well. And I am thinking about doing kind of a masterclass for creators who want to do crowdfunding, because there's things that I see in other people's campaigns that I'm always learning. And it's like, oh man, I saw what these guys did over here and it was brilliant. And I saw what these guys did over here and it killed them. And I saw this campaign that was wonderful. And I could have run that campaign very differently. Like not as like if it was me, but like I would have done all of these other things and I bet it would have funded. So I thought about doing a master class. I don't know if that's anything that anyone would be interested in. Like, well, who are you to talk about it? I have some experience. I want to see everybody be successful, and we all want to grow and make our stuff better and make our campaigns better. And they change all the times. There's the difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter. A lot of people are like, oh, are you going to do a GoFundMe? That's not even on this plane.
Right.
Totally different thing. You've got your crowd auctions and your backer kits and like all these other things.
Will said, I think cross-marketing with the music videos and cosplay is super smart, one step away from action figures and statues. I mean, is that in the future?
Maybe, we're hoping so, but that's action figures and statues are so expensive and
Yes,
cost
they are.
prohibitive that we have to have the buildup. So we have to have that fame that can warrant that. When you're ordering these kinds of things, when you buy a small amount, it costs an insane amount.
Right.
Like,
You have to get
so
a really large ordering number to get that price down.
exactly. You have to get a lot. So that's where that's where it comes down to needing that hype.
And Dell, you missed it because I'm actually going to cosplay as Jamie Tyndall's White Widow, and who knows, maybe I can go as Fire Bitch. You never know.
Yes, do it.
I that would be a pledge. That would be a tier that you would get a lot of money for.
I bet. I myself, I didn't think about it sooner.
Russell wanted to ask you, what kind of stuff can people find on your Patreon?
So my Patreon, I do at least one photo set a month, usually one. But I do movie nights on Tuesdays over Zoom. So all my patrons get a Zoom link. Then if you want to join, we watch a movie and we riff on it. And because it's a closed group, we can watch whatever we want. We watched Fat Man Over Christmas. We've watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding. We've watched a bunch of stuff. We watched that Anna and the Apocalypse. Like, we've watched all kinds of things. And
it's like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. You kind of just spoof on it and make fun of it.
We all just riff on it and have fun and catch up and talk about things. December Lace has been to quite a few of our shows. She's always invited. I love having her. And we just have a great time hanging out. And I do different posts here and there. I try to do some Throwback Thursdays, Selfie Sundays, that sort of thing. And then you get the photo set. I have print options as well, so you can get prints automatically sent every month, collector's cards, that sort of thing. And then you get early releases of my music videos, downloads of my songs, that sort of thing.
And what are the monthly offers as far as like how much they cost? You know, the
starting at $5 up to as much as you want to give me. Okay. I know that you want to sponsor me at $1 million a post, and I think that you might want to talk it over with your wife after you've done it. Have I seen Wonder Woman?
Yeah, he wants to know how you thought of Wonder Woman.
I have not seen it yet.
You need to. I mean, it's 2.5 hours, but you should make that your next movie, because that's one of those movies that you either love or you thought was terrible.
I know. I'm seeing so much of that, and I think it's hilarious that people are so like weird about this. Like, they love it or they hate it, and they're super, super, like emotional about it. And it's like, have you considered another superhero? You like women? Have you considered Fire Bitch?
See, like, I was disappointed in the movie, but I don't get upset about it. I was like, all right, I was disappointed in the movie. Time to, let's go watch another movie, whatever. But yeah, people they invest in these movies. I think because I always think if you're not happy with your life and you escape into a movie and you relate to it so deeply, that's when you get so personal about the reaction to the movie. Like, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I hated Episode 8, but not like where I'm going to get upset and you ruin my childhood. It's a movie. I
love ripping on movies. So, we watch on Twitch on Thursday nights. I do movie night, but we watch public domain things and stuff that is like kind of allowed. So last night we just watched the Star Wars Holiday Special. That was so bad. It was awesome. We watched Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. We've watched Santa Claus versus the Devil. We watch all kinds of terrible movies and old good movies and just have a great time and enjoy it. Enjoy ripping apart a movie. If something's bad, why is it bad, and what makes it fun that it's bad?
So I got a question for you before we get into Jonathan's question. And I hope this isn't, considered a gotcha question, but you have a very bubbly personality. You obviously got that energy and that spark, but we're all humans. Sometimes it gets to us. Sometimes we get tired. Sometimes we're just not up to it. Sometimes it's like, I feel a little down or deflated or whatever. I would imagine you're a human. You feel those things.
Oh yeah.
What gets you out of those moods? What motivates you to say, all right, you know what? Back to my cheery self, getting my energy back. I had my moment of, feeling down. Let's do this. What motivates you to get out of that?
I don't know. I never really analyzed it like that. A lot of times I'll just sleep it off. I find that that's one of the best things you can do is when you're really like emotional, sleep it off.
Because when you're doing all these things and you're constantly honestly, you're doing a lot of live streams and you do have a certain amount of notoriety from people and a certain amount of celebrity. It's not to imply that you're not you when you're doing it, but at the same time, you do have to be energetic and personal, and it can get exhausting.
Yeah, but I feed off of this. See, that's been the hard part for me, not having conventions. Everyone's like missing people and whatever. I feed off of you all. When you come to my booth and you give me a hug and we talk, I'm sucking out your life force, baby.
I knew you were going to say that.
Just like rock on. I love it. So like,
I'm just going to tell you all, I'm only 18, so I ran into her. She grabbed my hand, and look at how old I look. Yeah.
And I'll do it again too.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, get off. So Jonathan had asked, what do you believe is the number one marketing mistake creators who run their own business make? And I think that's a great question.
Marketing mistake. I think that relying on a post. I posted it on Facebook. I've seen so many people fight and fight and fight for their business. And if they just changed how they made a post, it would completely turn it around. Completely. They just don't, they're just missing that, And I've dealt with a lot. I was actually banned for 30 days during my Confessions of a Cosplay Diva campaign. So I had to rely on other sources. I had to rely on groups and pages and Twitter and Instagram and all these things because I couldn't post on my Facebook. So Alfred still had his ability to post on my Facebook. So I had that. But when you're blocked, and you can't I couldn't send links to anybody either.
And that hurts business. That's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. So, just learning about how to post properly.
And to me, what you post isn't about getting likes, because likes don't equate to anything. Get engagement. You want to post things that make people start talking. You want posts in your thread, people engaging, interacting, talking to you. That helps the algorithm be noticed by everyone. You start getting to the top of news feeds. Likes aren't enough. Doesn't matter if you get 500 likes on something. If you have no comments, you're only going so far. Engage people and they engage you.
Bowl with our milk and eat it like cereal. Likes are useless without the return, and the return could be shares, engagement, someone commenting.
Right. I agree. Absolutely. And we ignore Del, so don't worry about Del.
Okay.
No, Del's a good guy. He likes to joke around a lot too.
Good.
But I see how I've been kicked out really quick. Yep. See how they turn on you? It's horrible. It's terrible. Okay, so you have the Kickstarter going on right now. It's 13 days to go. You're doing very well with it. But again, we got to keep this going, everybody. Whoever hasn't pledged, please pledge. If you can't afford to pledge, share it out. Just get it out there for everybody. Please help that way. You're not just helping Cara. You're helping all her husband, all the artists, editors, you name it. Everybody that's involved in the project is continuing to work in these tough times. And you know what? Some of you out there might be the next artist that she gets to work on her book too. So support them. They support you. That's how you network. That's how you meet people. That's how you get things done. So I will say that. So tell us what's coming up for you on the horizon besides, the next 13 days of Fire Bitch 2.
So we've got Unstable Frequencies, which is our horror book that we're working on. And obviously we're working on more issues of Fire Bitch. We have Alfred's Patreon, and he is doing a bunch of art for that. We're kind of waiting to see what's going on with conventions and with society, and we just don't know. But right now we're focusing on our creator-owned books.
See, and that's the thing that a lot of people didn't take advantage of this tough time. You're home, you can't go to cons and things like that. But you know what? With our virtual world now, there's so much that you can do to live your dream, build your brand, expand, and that's what you're doing. And a lot more people should start really looking at that because it is important.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think that a lot of these things are going away. Let me tell you, I bought stock in Zoom.
There you go.
You know, I think that we're learning how to redo our entire society. I think that things that people, oh, you can't work from home at my company. Watch me, because guess what? Now you have to. So now these companies are saying, oh, look, we're saving money because we're not paying for this person to come into work. They're not pissy in the road all morning. You know, they don't have to dress up. They don't have to.
You don't have to have a big office that you're paying tons of rent on and utilities and overhead. You could just pay for their equipment, get them home, and do it right. Exactly. But not just that. Even with conventions, I think there's going to be an amalgamation. We'll never get rid of physical conventions because there's an energy there that won't be beaten. But all right, the celebrity can't make it, but maybe you pay a fee and you get a one-on-one live stream with them for 10 minutes. Or, you know, or cosplayers, or just, you know, there'll be a virtual aspect that goes along with the show, I think. So I do think this is us moving into another, you know, corner of the industry that can be used really well. So
Dell says he has a page that he shares everything in, and I'm going to tell you right now that is the wrong thing to do. Because a share will always get bumped down. You want to make a new post every chance you can. Sharing can be seen as spamming, and it also, the way it stacks them, you lose feed. Don't do it. Make a new clean post.
Okay, good. I didn't even know that. Good to know. See, that's why Heather helps me out, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, like I said, I was thinking about doing like a masterclass if that's something that people would be interested in. Like, hey, this is from my experience and what I've learned.
You probably should, especially again where everything can be virtual. You could do 5 people at a time or something, and just have a moderator in the comments or something, and do you don't have to go live.
I would limit it to people who actually have campaigns in progress, or that they're working on them. You know, it wouldn't be like just a fans can come and hang out. This would be like, you have a project. What's your project? And, you know.
Right. That's why instead of going live, you could just get 5 people in a live stream, you know, not live, obviously, and you can go from there. Well, I copied the link
and makes a new post. A lot of people will copy a link off of a Facebook post, and your link ends up being that long.
Yeah.
Go to the original source. Also, Linktree, beacons, those are all really good options as well. Tiny URLs, that one, bit URL, because, like in my case, because my book is called Fire Bitch, they don't want to show something with a swear word in it, and they'll even catch it if it's on your art. So I got to use the small link, you know, and people will put their link like way down at the bottom. Like, what are you doing? Nobody wants to click on anything. You want to make it as easy as possible.
Agreed. Yeah, I use a Linktree right now because I have so many different things going on. It's hard to post, and half the times I don't even know where to find the actual link to it anyway. So Linktree is easy for me.
Yeah,
I gotta work on that.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, because there's just a lot going on.
You know, join my mailing list. Message me on Facebook. I check my spam as often as I can because things do go to spam. You know, and I'm very open, so hit my personal page up as well.
And where can they get on your mailing list?
Well, you can go to, you can just message me your email,
and you'll put
or you can go to, I can't even comment here, can I?
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't let us post. Wait, actually, you should be able to.
It's not giving me.
Really? It lets me.
Option. Yeah.
I have it on all.
Huh. That's weird. But you can message me your email.
I'll put it in. What do you want me to put in there?
Yeah,
I'll paste it. Yeah, put it on the.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Here's my beacons, which is like my version of Linktree.
Yeah, put it in the chat and I'll put it up.
And it's got all my stuff that, you know, you can see, you know, my Patreon, my YouTube, my Twitter, my Insta, my mailing list, all that kind of stuff as well.
Now, you seem like an intelligent person who's really got a good, who has a good business head, on your shoulders. Do you ever feel like there's a stigma with being, a blonde cosplayer?
Oh, absolutely.
And that they don't treat you as intelligent and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I talk about some of that sort of things in my book. And a lot of times, after we talk, then they're like, oh, okay. So,
there.
That's kind of how that goes down.
Anybody else who wants to take, you know what? I don't know why it's posting to my CreatorCon page, which doesn't get as many views as my Facebook. So do me a favor, somebody, take that link, copy and paste it into the Phil Russert page, because that's where more of the views come in, so that more people see it. If not, I'll go back and do it after. But
it's all good. Like I said, message me and give me your email address and I'll throw it in there.
So how do you deal with the stigmas that come with what you're doing?
I don't give a crap.
I like that answer.
I mean, really that's kind of their problem. Ooh, somebody doesn't think I'm smart. So what? There's people that think I'm nice.
Right. It's like you said before, what you want to teach cosplayers is have a thick skin, because the truth is anybody's going to have an issue with you no matter what you're doing, especially if you're successful at what you're doing.
Right.
Usually if people are hating on you, you must be doing something right. Otherwise, they wouldn't be paying attention to you at all.
Right. I mean, send me some more hate.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, in this world, negativity gets more notoriety than anything. I mean, if I post something positive, I'll get 12 likes. I post something like, or I put up a video where I'm pissed off, and 400 people show up in 5 minutes. So it's funny how we all are attracted to the train wreck and the car accident, but not the kind gesture. I don't know what it is about humans, but
someone egged my car while I was driving down the road the other day, and I posted a picture of it, and I had so many comments.
Really? Well, who the hell would just egg your car like that?
Right? And I'm grateful that I was going to a close place, because if I had been driving across town, I'd have been screwed.
Wow.
So I was very fortunate. I didn't know it was an egg. I just, someone rolled down their window, and then I heard a thud on the side of my car, and I thought maybe just a rock kicked up, because the idea that someone is keeping an egg in their friggin' pocket available to chuck at me at any time is just ridiculous.
Thank God it was an egg, though.
No, eggs are terrible on your paint.
No, what I mean is, God forbid it was a brick or a rock.
Right?
Dell put up his page. He's asking you if you could check it out and tell him what's wrong with it. Maybe you should set up that class, but not for Kickstarter, for just even for managing Facebook.
Message me on my personal page. I'm very easy to find. I look like this.
It's Pikachu.
Yes.
You know what? And that's what they're usually doing. Pikachu. They Pikachu all the time.
Like super hot.
So again, give us the pitch. Why do we want to pledge for Fire Bitch 2?
Well, because you love superheroes. You love hot female superheroes with superpowers that can do badass things. We've got tons of action. The last book was 32 pages. This book is 36 pages.
Watch out.
So we are not skimping on story. We've got 36 pages of action, emotion, all the feelings, aliens. You've got a hot chick. You got aliens. You've got war and battles and fire. And you know what? This has some stuff that we've got some pretty brutal stuff in this one, like psychologically and physically. So.
Is there an arch villain that's introduced?
Oh, absolutely. So if you look behind me, you can see the banner. We've got so our 4 main characters. We've got Fire Bitch. Her real name is Chastity Chase. Real name. You've got Taco, which is her little handmaiden sidekick. Yeah, Taco eats a taco in the last book. We've got Dummy, who is like your head science guy. He's like the guy running the show. He's like your brains in behind things. And then that big guy is the leader of the Mihos, who are the alien race that are coming down, trying to extinguish the Rogers, which are the green aliens, and try to take them down and take over their planet. And that guy, his name is El Ogre. So he is the Ogre. And there's a lot of references in this one to 80s things, specifically Rocky.
Oh, cool.
We got some Rocky references in this one.
Nice.
So it's really, really exciting. Were you on Totally Rad Adventures of Zero? Yes, I was. I do have a cosplay cover for that. That is something a lot of people don't know. I have more cosplay covers than any other cosplayer ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Is there like a Guinness book for that?
I don't know. Guinness for everything. So yeah, I'm on Totally Rad Adventures of Zira. I also do a Roxy cosplay as well. And that one was funny. I did it at a show. It was an 18 plus convention. And I have these pasties that someone had custom made me. They're like, I made you these pasties. They're made out of cherry wood. I didn't realize that they had these like 2-inch spikes. So it's like this nipple pasty with this 2-inch spike sticking out the middle of the nipple. It's amazing. So I used those for the Roxy cosplay. And I believe you can get that on the Totally Rad Kickstarter as well. And, people kept asking for hugs, and I'm thinking that's not a good idea. So, and then I put on my one
out, kid.
over the top, and then I zipped it up, and the spikes went right through.
Oh, jeez. You poke your eye out, kid.
You'll poke your eye out. Exactly. Violet Vixen. Yes. I was on the starring Sonia Devereaux for the Violet Vixen. So I have that cosplay, and I did that as well.
And you do calendars too, you said, correct?
I do. I just finished up my calendar campaign, and you can still get my calendar through CrowdOx if you did not. I do 13-month calendars because don't you hate that when you're in the middle of like December and you need January's dates? You need that January calendar and you don't have the calendar yet. So I always give you the following January as well. So you can get 13 months. And this was a Cos lingerie calendar with 3 variant covers. So you had 3 cover options. And let me get you this link. I'll send that to you here. So you can still order that one. And we hit quite a few stretch goals on that. That one was a lot of fun. One of the things that I did for stretch goals was a notepad. And every page had my picture on it. It had my Cara Nicole Presents logo, and it had my picture on every page.
Very cool.
And it also came with a 183-degree pen. We didn't hit the goal, but I gave it to everyone anyway, and that's one of the stretch goals that we hit for this campaign. So you'll get the 183-degree pen as well.
Cool.
Like it's like a pen, writing pen.
See, that's good too. Always give them even more incentive. You got to give the little extras, the little perks make a big difference to people.
I love doing it. I love doing that. It was, thank you, Troy. It was great waking up seeing you on my wall for the first day of the So it is a lot of fun. Dell wants my autograph. Well, come on over.
Yeah.
I'll carve it right on you.
On your forehead.
On your forehead. Everybody knows Cara was here.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. That could be.
I was just thinking that. I was like, yeah, that might not go over well.
Right?
Annalisa Nana Vela?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Tell us, Del, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, Del, what the hell are you talking about?
Are you drinking, Del?
What the Del are you talking about?
Yeah. So comedy, you said, is on hold, right? So there's nothing that we can say about yet in the future, like an appearance or?
The last one, I don't know. Hey, Steph Wilson!
Look who showed up. We were talking about you earlier. Were your ears ringing?
We were all bragging about you.
We showed you cover.
So covers too.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have a comedy show up in Prescott. I want to say it's in late February, the last weekend in February, but I am not for sure because they keep changing stuff around.
But if they follow you, they'll see updates.
Yeah, follow me. I have updates. I mean, I get a lot of people like, do you have stuff on YouTube? And comedy is one of those interesting things that you can't just put all your stuff out online because then you don't have any material.
Right.
So you have to kind of keep it on the DL. I did do a live comedy show over Zoom, and we did sell tickets to that. And that was a lot of fun. So that
I'll have to call you back because I'm going to be doing a comedy roast of me live. And there's a lot of artists that would love to rip into me. And as long as someone's got the ability, I'm all for it. I'm not going to roast anybody back. I'm just going to take the beating. And it'll be fun. So maybe we'll call you in to be a roaster.
That would be fun. I'm definitely down for that. So Troy says, did you mention your movie? I did not. So thank you. So I actually just filmed my portion of Axe to Grind Part 2. It is the sequel to Axe to Grind. And I did have a role in that.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And I have never seen Axe to Grind 1, but Axe to Grind Part 2 is actually starring Stormy Daniels, but it's not an adult movie.
Watch out.
It's a horror movie.
Very cool.
So,
by the way, just so you know, Steph, yes, but I want it to be funny this time.
Oh, but it's
that's very cool. And when does that come out?
I have no idea. We just finished filming. I think that they're still working on some stuff, but we just finished filming in December.
So actor, comedian, cosplayer, comic book creator. What else? What else are we going to throw out there? What are we going to throw on the pile?
So anyone play Magic the Gathering?
And also movie host. I mean, we got a few titles.
So Magic the Gathering, though, I was the model for the Amara Tandris card.
Oh, really?
And the Amara Soul of the Accord card. And so that was actually really cool. They hit me up in 2016 to do the sequel, the next dispensation of Amara. And from what I hear, the story I hear is that they were discussing what characters should do what and what characters were going to move wherever. And Mark Winters, the artist, had said, why don't we have Amara be like the leader of the Selesnya tribe? Because the girl who modeled for her is running for office at the time, because I was running for House of Representatives in the State House of Representatives in 2016. So that was like kind of indirectly how Amara got this position in Magic the Gathering. And they brought me back to model for that one as well. So yeah, your Magic the Gathering cards. And it was cool because she was on everything. When the first one came out, the card isn't worth a lot. It's not a very valuable card, but that picture was on everything, on all the packaging. And it was just everywhere. It was wonderful.
And how does that feel, though, to see your likeness or you out there all over the place, on whether it's the movie or the cards?
It was so cool. It was really cool. Like this was like when you're at the grocery store and you see all the little packs of Magic cards, by the cash register. Like the painting of me is right there on it.
So how do you stay humble? I mean, because you could turn the way of Steph Wilson and get really arrogant and, really just have a swelled head, or you could be humble.
Well, Steph and I are in a competition for who could be the most arrogant.
Jim Noble is here. Wow, I didn't even get the Jim Noble sighting. My Lord, you bring them all out.
Right, what up, Jim?
By the way, all you guys come in here to razz me, but Steph Wilson's not even asking to be on this show. Maybe he's too good. I'm supposed to ask him. I don't know. Wow. Arrogant is good.
So Heather says, who's winning? It kind of goes back and forth. We're like stocks. And what we're doing is we're taking bets. So whoever you fund more goes up in value. So if you want Steph to win, then you got to fund him more and buy more of his covers. And if you want me to win, you got to buy more of my covers. So we've been in this grudge match battle forever, right, Steph?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were smart because to support his covers is to support your Kickstarter. So you,
Yeah, so Steph says, Jim, they were talking about Storm. That's true. We bring up Stormy Daniels, and here comes Jim.
Afraid of you. Bring it, brother. Bring it. Bring it. Right here, buddy. Right here.
I would love to see that.
Jim, you're welcome on
You
the
guys
show
both in
anytime.
bikinis in a big pit of jello.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that'll go well.
Be like rubbing them moobs together, like, oh yeah, baby.
Steph says he could take you.
Let's
She
go.
said you.
Go down.
She said you couldn't even take her to dinner. So
I dare you to take me to dinner. No, I think Steph and I would get in trouble. I really do. Like neither one of us should be let out in public, let alone together. That's gonna go real bad for everyone else. Funny for us though.
I think I'm gonna have to ask Steph to be on that panel that roasts me though, because he's pretty good at it. I'll give him credit. I mean, you know, he's got to be good at something. So.
Heather says she's selling popcorn. See, always thinking, my businessman.
That's right. Yeah. Now, Jim, you're welcome on the show anytime. Just hit me up and we'll schedule a day. Steph, you as well if you want to. Yeah, I don't have filters either, and that was made evident 2 weeks ago. But anyway.
Sorry about Cara. Sorry about Steph. I actually have shirts. Alfred actually made T-shirts that say "Sorry about Cara."
Oh, really?
And you can buy them on my website.
That's great. Well, see, that's good how you turn that into a marketing opportunity. Good for you.
It's more of just being an asshole. It's not something we really profit off of at all.
That's funny.
But it gets it out there.
And just again, remind us, let's talk about the crossover with the other Kickstarter, Wendy's Kickstarter. So tell us about that.
So if you get on me and Wendy's campaign, then she has a special collector's art piece of me in a fiery cosplay as well as a fairy cosplay. So it's very pretty. She did a beautiful job putting this together. So you're going to get a free bonus for backing both campaigns. And I love Wendy. I love working with her. The wings that I wear for her campaigns, both black and white sets, I did make them. And there's also a tutorial that you can find on my site. I want to say on Wendy's too, for how to make your own set of wings.
Oh, cool. And again, if you look up in the comments, we have the link to that as well. Steph, just so you know, I don't want your bone. I've heard it's a small bone, and I'm not really interested. Thanks. Shots fired. Anyway.
Yeah.
Great. Steph's great. Yeah, I brought it. It's been brought in.
Oh man, you guys are awesome. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, people, I love you all.
Yeah. So actually, that's another question for cosplayers is, what would you recommend to them as far as being able to create their own costumes on a budget?
Oh, I love that. So thrift stores are great because you can get like large pieces of worn leather, go into the men's section, get like the biggest, hugest leather trench coat. So now you have worn leather that you can use to make armor type of things. Eva foam is just those floor mats that look like little puzzle pieces. And there's a lot of references online on how to use that. Kamui Cosplay has books, and there's tutorials online and everything on how to use that. It's lightweight and it's very inexpensive. Sewing machines are not expensive. You do not need $1,000 sewing machine. I end up buying mine at 2 a.m. at Walmart when they break. And so that's kind of what I end up doing. But you can get a good sewing machine for less than $100. You don't need a million stitches. You're not going to use all that shit. You need a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. But if you don't have a pattern, you don't necessarily need one. If you have something that fits you, you can use it as a pattern. Okay. So just things like that. With cosplay, it's more like if you have more specific questions, but to do it on a budget, thrift stores, utilizing other material, dresses are a great way to get large quantities of fabric. that you can cut up and use, repurpose things.
Or even Steph Wilson's T-shirts that he sells.
Oh yeah, just use.
You could shred those up and cut
shirts.
them. They're wasted fabric anyway, so.
Right. You can just put a snap crotch in there and you have a onesie.
Man, Steph and I are starting a duel here. I like Steph. It's all in fun. It's of course all in fun.
Yeah, no, I love Steph.
Yeah, I never met him in person. You know, he's never been able to face me in a video.
That's what I'm saying. I actually met him, and it was so funny because everyone's like, "You met him? Tell me everything," because nobody knew who he was.
The dude is on every friggin' cover. I didn't even know how much work this guy gets on independent books. He's everywhere. I mean, he's like an indie whore. It's just crazy. He's a cover whore.
Right, and I'm just a regular whore.
Oh, jeez. So, no, good for you, Steph. Get that work, man. Get it going. Yeah,
damn right.
Subscribers now, buddy. I just lost one. Hey, I gave you a compliment. You're a busy man. You're well wanted, and you're on a lot of covers.
You gave him a compliment? I think he earned that compliment.
Yeah, well, I didn't really get into the quality of the covers, but the fact that you're getting covers. So good for you, man. Cool. Look, it was great having you on. It was a great way to start the new year. I wish you much success. In a sense, like I have my hands in a lot of cookie jars as well, and I know it's
washing them though.
Yeah, yeah, and I know it's a lot to balance. I know it's a lot to mentally take care of. I know the exhaustion. I know the hustle. I know how hard you work at it, and people don't always realize that, But honestly, it is a lot of work to brand yourself, to do all these different projects, to be successful at doing these projects. So please go out and support the Kickstarter. Let Cara know she's working hard for a reason. And
message me, but not your penis.
Like poor Heather today. She had a wonderful individual
I saw that post.
Yeah.
I did. I saw that post.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My hand's always down, Steph. You didn't know why? No. It's because I'm not wearing pants and I got to keep adjusting my tidy whities. That's why.
Okay, that is the worst thing. If I'm ever live or I'm ever like doing something on Twitch or whatever, I'll get people, show me the rest of your costume, or show me what you're wearing or whatever. And it's like, I don't have any pants on. Like 90% of the time, if you see me from the waist up, it's because I got like nothing going on down there.
I really hate when they're asking me for a booty shot. When they're asking me to show the bottom, it just really gets on my nerves. It's like, listen, my eyes are up here, okay? I'm not a piece of meat.
Well, if you kind of are.
Yeah, a big chunky piece of meat.
I think we all are. You've seen that movie Alive, right? Yeah. So no, there was a guy, and I don't remember if I put this in my book or not, but there was a guy who asked me if he could do a back cover shot. He wasn't like a real photographer of mine or anything. I was at a convention as a fan because someone had given me free tickets to a convention that I wasn't going to anyway. And it was like, let's go just be a fan today. And this guy is like, so can I get a back cover shot? And what the hell's a back cover shot? And I'm like, no.
That's a creepy way to put it.
Yeah, no. And the thing is, this is like a creepy guy. This is a guy that always creeps me out anyway. But I'm polite. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't do that. So he ends up scouring all my stuff, messages my friend at 2:00 in the morning, like just with this huge diatribe of bullshit about like, why won't Cara do this? And I've seen her do this with this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm like, you know what? I've also seen a gynecologist too. That doesn't mean I'm going to let you give me a pelvic exam in the middle of convention.
Oh, Jesus.
It's
or
ridiculous.
how about the fact that you're creepy in the way you go about it is the problem.
And I didn't want to say that. And people are like, well, but I don't see what's wrong with asking why you won't do that. Do you want the answer? Because you creep me out, because you're weird, because your photography sucks, because the last picture you posted of me was a blurry selfie that you took? Like,
jeez.
I don't owe you this, What I was
going to say is, how about you don't owe them an explanation? It's real simple. I gave you my answer, and that's good enough.
Right? And it was funny because then I was at another
No means no.
And I was at another convention, and there were some girls that he was shooting, and I was sitting right there, and I was watching, and he's taking pictures of them. Then he says, can I get a back cover shot? And they look at, what's that? And I yell, it means that he wants to take a picture of your ass, and if you don't let him, he's going to message you and harass you online about it. And then I walked away. I'm not that much of a terrible person, but every once in a while, something just.
We all need to call people out once in a while, and I would be a hypocrite if I judged you on that based on recent events. So yeah, sometimes people just deserve that. I mean, and they're not getting a hint when you're being nice. So gloves are off, right?
But keep them on because I don't want to get COVID.
Oh geez, up to 13 viewers. You're in solid double digits, Phil. So Mike James, thanks again for putting in the link as well. Everything's on the scrolling across the bottom. Okay, her YouTube channel is there. The Kickstarter that is currently going on for another 13 days. People, please go check that out. And her Patreon. Patreon starts at $5. You get a lot of perks with it. You get some fun movie nights with Cara and other people to have fun and do. You kind of talk about the movie or just have fun, joke around. You're feeling lonely, you're feeling bored. Join the Patreon and you can do the movie nights. As far as the campaign, if you like sci-fi, if you like hot chicks, if you like comedy, and satire, this book's for you. And if you ever stick up your butt, it's probably not. But
put it way up in there. Oh yeah, real good.
So I would, go out there and pledge and support the book. Follow Cara on all her social media. Join the Patreon. Subscribe to the YouTube. Give her a lot of support. Give her husband a lot of support. He puts a lot of work into this too. And if you work hard, maybe your husband will give you a back cover. Look, Cara, thanks for coming out and helping us start the new year off on a good note, a humorous note. You're a very energetic, entertaining guest, and I appreciate that. And thanks for everybody except for Steph for coming out. I appreciate it. And now, in all seriousness, Steph Wilson's a good guy. I like his sense of humor. I appreciate the support of everybody that comes out. And thanks. So if you want, throw one more quick pitch, and we will say goodnight.
Yes, jump on Fire Bitch 2. Help support indie creators like me and Steph Wilson and Wendy Shaner and all of us. And follow me everywhere. Follow me on Facebook. Message me. Join my email list. All the things. And join my fan club on Facebook as well. AZ Power Girl, Cara Nicole Fan Club. It's a group. So you can all post your stuff and we can all chat because we are going to talk about Cobra Kai soon. Yes, jump on the Patreon, on the Kickstarter for Fire Bitch issue 2. You can get issue 1 as well. And get all the free swag and awesome covers.
And the LP.
And the LP. And the CD. And we're at 395 backers. So let's make that 400 by midnight.
That's what I was going to say. Let's see 400 by midnight. Come on, let's do it. Cara, thank you so much. Have a great night. Happy New Year. Much more success to everyone. Let this be a year for us all to shine. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care. So that was Cara Nicole. Again, let's hit 400 by midnight. Please drop by her Kickstarter and pledge and support. Of course, join the Patreon, the YouTube, everything we said. Go support. And I have to say, the indie scene has a great family community kind of feel. Everybody's working together. Everybody's supporting each other. There's no competition here. We're not knocking each other down. They're working together, trying to be a community. That includes Steph Wilson and Cara and Russell and everybody and Jim Noble and everybody that is trying to really build this community up. So good on you guys. I wish you all much success. I really hope this year it really shines for all of us. But again, it's not a date that changes anything. It's our hearts that change things. All right. You want it, go get it. Fight for it, bleed for it, cry for it, whatever you got to do, go get it. All right. But get it with integrity, get it with honor, and get it together. All right. Having said that, tomorrow night I have a different type of show. It'll be fun. Jay Williams has his own bat cave. I mean, literally from the 1966 Batman, he has the statue head. You open it up, you hit the button, his bookcase opens, and he slides down a pole into this awesome man cave with a ton of Holy Grail comics and collectibles and statues. So tomorrow night at 9, we're going to have him on and have fun just geeking out, talking comics, CGC, his collection, how he got this Bat Cave, Man Cave going on. And look for the video. I'm going to post it up after this to show you what's coming up tomorrow. So check that out, 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. And then, of course, every Tuesday and Friday we have shows. Go support guys like Steph Wilson. Buy his covers. Go support Jim Noble and everything that he writes. Go support Cara Nicole. Go support Mark May, who's got his Kickstarter. It's I think it's got like a week or so to go, 10 days to go. Go support that. Do it, man. Support it. Let's just build this up together. Let's support each other. No fighting, no nonsense. We could accomplish so much together as opposed to apart. So let's do it. So I'm going to leave you with what I always leave you guys. Be legendary and have fun storming the castle.